Hi, it's Ra, Rishikavi Ragudas from Star Presence Astrology, here to give the astrological forecast for Friday, May 30th, 2025. Well, it's a day with two very distinct sections of energy, and that's because the moon changes signs from its home sign, the latter degrees of water sign Cancer, into the early degrees of grand and glorious fire sign Leo. So we're here dressed in the navy, the dark blue for the cold-hearted orb that rules the night kind of energy, and then in the gold for the grand and glorious fire sign of Leo. As for the sun itself, it is at 9 moving to 10 degrees of, hey, let's communicate and socialize and learn new things, air sign Gemini. And then the moon, as I mentioned, is in the latter degrees of its home sign, ultra-sensitive water sign of Cancer. Makes a couple of hard squares, 90-degree angles during the pre-dawn hours, one to Venus and one to Chiron, which means the early hours could be a little touchy for us. Things begin to improve midday when the moon at 28 degrees of Cancer makes a harmonious sextile, 60-degree angle to Uranus, a planet of sudden change, but in this case, awakenings and doing something different that really makes us happy. That occurs at 9:50 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 12:50 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 5:50 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. The moon goes void, of course, meaning it's not making another aspect until it enters into the next sign, which, as I said, happens to be the grand and glorious fire sign of Leo, always in the gold here for Leo. That occurs 1:17 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 4:17 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 9:17 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, and this is when the day really gets going in a harmonious way, because immediately the moon at 0 degrees of Leo makes a harmonious flowing trine to Saturn, the planet of responsibilities, at 0 degrees of Aries, and so this is nice. This is things tending to work themselves out if you just pay attention. 2 p.m. exactly Pacific Daylight Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 10 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Just shortly after that, the moon makes another trine, this one to Neptune, which is at 1 degree of Aries. So the moon at 1 Leo makes a harmonious flowing trine at 4:31 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 7:31 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 12:31 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. That's very nice. That's dreamy. That's mystical. That's a really good kind of nice, let's enjoy the weekend and have a happy hour kind of energy. Then the moon makes an opposition to Pluto to end the evening, which is a little tricky. You don't want to get into power issues with people. 3 degrees of Leo to Pluto at 3 degrees of Aquarius at 7:43 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 10:43 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 3:43 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So if you're going to go out tonight, watch yourself. Don't get into power issues with people. But generally speaking, it is a wonderful day that gets better as it goes on. I'm Ra, Rishikavi Ragudas from Star Presence Astrology. Now, if you would like to have a personal reading with me, you can book it on my website, starpresence.net. Remember, from the very moment that you're born, you've got star presence. Enjoy this day, no matter what.